From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Hi. Hi, Cleveland Elementary School. Good morning. I'm Karen Jaffe, and I run the Young Reader Center, which is where you are. Who can tell me what this big building is that you've come to visit? Yes? You got it. This is the Library of Congress. And the Young Reader Center is a special library in the Library of Congress just for children. We are only 6 years old, but the Library of Congress is much older. Anybody have any idea how old the Library of Congress is? Well, it could be. Sometimes it feels like 1,000, but it's 215 years old. But we are only 6 years old, the Young Reader Center. So we're very new. And the reason for the Young Reader Center is that we're a place where young people can come, and we hope you'll come back again and visit, either with your school or with your families. You can take books off the shelves. You can't take them home. It's not a library like your school library or your neighborhood library, but you can take books off the shelves and read. We have games, we have computers, we have lots of cool things for kids, okay? So what we're going to do this morning, because we have a very special guest for you, is I'm going to introduce the guest. You're going to hear from her. Then we're going to take a quick break, and you can go in the back and see some of our books. And then when we come back in here, we have an interesting surprise, a very special activity for you. So let me tell you about our special guest, Chef Pati. Pati is, does everyone know what a chef is? Yes. Okay. Well, she has a television show, Pati's Mexican Kitchen. And this show is on public broadcasting. PBS, anyone know what PBS is? Do you watch PBS? Do you know any of the numbers on your TV set? Which one? Yep. 263. Yeah, that's one. So the numbers are 26, 22, and 32 in this area. I don't know how you all get TV, but if you get TV either on cable, broadcast, or on the internet, those are ways that you can find Pati's show, okay? So another time when you're home, you can watch her television show. So now I'm going to introduce Pati. Then Pati's going to talk a bit. She's going to read a book for you. Then we're going to have some questions, and I will come back up here with this microphone so that you can ask your questions into the microphone, because we're recording this on video, and we want to be able to hear your questions as well as her answers, okay? Pati.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. Well, it's my pleasure to be here. Karen, thank you so much for having me. I love little kids. Well, you're not so little, and in fact, I have three. I have three boys. My middle son is here today, Sammy. He's there sitting in the back. He's going to be helping us out because he finished school last week. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about me and what I do and why I'm here to read you a book that has to do with food. I was born and raised in Mexico. Is anybody here from Mexico? Yeah, how many? 1, 2, 3? So were you born in Mexico, or do you have Mexican parents?
I have Mexican parents.
You have Mexican parents? Mexican parents? Mexican uncle. That counts. So me and my husband were born in Mexico, but our 3 kids were born here. My oldest one was born in Texas. Texas, we call him our Tex-Mex boy. And my middle and my youngest one, Sammy here, and Juju, the little one is called, they were born here in Washington. We call ourselves Mexican Americans. Well, I say we're Mexicans, they say they're Americans. So I say we compromise and we're Mexican Americans. I grew up in Mexico City and I studied political science. I studied history. I wanted to be an academic and I wanted to be a teacher. And then we moved to the US, me and my husband, and I wanted to still study history because I love the history of things and places and people. But you know what happened to me? I got really homesick. I missed my family. We come from a big family, and we used to have big meals, and we used to make tamales together, and tacos together, and tostadas together, and I was just with my husband by ourselves in Texas, and he used to travel a lot for work. Do your parents, are they away a lot for work? No. No? Yeah. Well, my husband used to travel a lot, and so I got really homesick. I was very nostalgic mostly about food and the Mexican food that I grew up with and that made me feel at home. So you know what I started to do? No, I started cooking. I was a terrible cook before I got married, terrible, awful. And once we moved to Texas, I started cooking the Mexican food that I missed, and I started getting into it so much that I started researching about it. And it was very funny, kids, because while I was in the US, I started learning more about my native country because I started researching about the foods from the different parts of Mexico, because you know there's different cuisines or different ways of cooking depending on the region where you are. So for example, does anybody here have family from a different part of the US? Yes? Ethiopia. Ethiopia. I love Ethiopian food. Okay, so probably your family, your parents, they found a way to combine what they knew from Ethiopia and food here. So there's like an Ethiopian American way of cooking. Yeah, they make things they love. Yes?
Africa and Australia.
What a great combo! Africa and Australia, that's delicious in the kitchen, right? Do they make at home traditional foods from Africa and Australia? Yes, and you?
Korea and Mexico.
Oh my God, we need to have a buffet here. There's very famous tacos. They call them Korean mix or Korean tacos, where you use a Mexican tortilla and you put the Korean fillings, and it's a wonderful combination. Yes. Guatemala. So do you still make at home foods from Guatemala and
El Salvador.
El Salvador? You make pupusas? Yeah. I know. So see how we're all connected to the food we grow up eating and we love, and where our family comes from. That's how we connect to maybe we had a native country. So now I'm an American citizen. I'm also Mexican. So I always say I'm torn between 2 countries that I love. I love my native country of Mexico, and I want to pass on to my kids the foods that I grew up eating. But I also adore the US, and I'm so thankful for the opportunities that I've had here. And we're very happy here, and we're very grateful. So I switched careers. I didn't get to that. But at one point, I decided I love cooking so much that I'm going to share the foods of my country and learn the foods from here. So I started writing a book, and then I started producing a TV show that's called Patty's Mexican Table, as Karen said, and I've been able to connect with a lot of people. I get a lot of emails from people saying, hey, can you make a pupusa? Can you show us how to make Korean tacos? And so I find that the kitchen is a wonderful place where we can all learn from each other, and it's a very friendly way of learning from other people. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. When we're done with the food and we're done with these sections, I'll play you a little trailer of my show. Does anybody want to see 1 minute of my show? To see what? Yay! because it's pretty cool. Well, this is my 4th season, and I always say my 4th season is good. The 1 and the 2 and the 3, but the 4th got good. So I'll play you that in a little bit, and I'm going to read this book to you that's called The Food Parade, okay? Who speaks Spanish here? Yay, okay. So I may quiz you all as I'm moving along, okay? So we can share some words in Spanish as well with your friends. Now, those who don't speak Spanish, do you recognize Spanish words? Like if I say, hola, ¿cómo estás? How about tacos? Tacos? Have you ever eaten a taco? Of course, right? Yeah? So I think it's the food names that we recognize the most from other countries and other places. Okay, so this book is called The Food Parade, Healthy Eating with the Nutritious Food Groups. When you hear nutritious, what do you think? Yak, yum. What do you think? Healthy, what do you think? The nutrition pyramid. Okay. So nutritious can be delicious. Nutritious doesn't have to be boring, right? I'm going to show you how to make something really nutritious and delicious later on. You all know you're going to cook with me, right? Yeah. You're all going to cook with me and you're going to eat what you make in a little while. Okay. So let's start the book, okay? Eyes here. It's mealtime. As mayor of Food Town, I welcome you to the food parade. So this is the major food parade. Then it says, okay, this is a healthy plate. What does it have here? It has fruit. What's rice? Grains. Vegetables and protein. What else could be in the protein? Protein, meat, poultry, fish, chicken, nuts. Yes, okay. The food groups come together to make a balanced diet. These foods are grains, vegetables, fruit, dairy, and protein. Now, what's dairy, guys? And cheese, yogurt, ice cream, yes. Yogurt, smoothie, cheese, yes. Okay, so we have, did you see how this is such a fun book. Look at how they turned all the foods into characters. That's a fun way to think. Like if you think while I'm reading, because I'm going to ask you, while I'm reading, think which is your favorite ingredient. And then I'm going to ask you, what personality do you think it has? Okay? Like for example, my favorite ingredient is, guess. The chili peppers. I adore chili peppers. And when I think of chili peppers, guess what I think of? No, I'm imagining an ingredient. I'm imagining how is an ingredient if I turn that ingredient into a character. If I think into a chili, what do you think I think of?
Really hot chili.
I think of a cowboy. Yeah. When I think of a chili, I think of that chili wearing a hat and riding a horse. That's what I think of. Okay. Take your places, everyone, and let the parade begin. Okay, I'm going to stop interrupting this book. The grains are first in line. So you have a pancake, you have a muffin, you have a pita pocket, white rice, cracker, oatmeal. So all of these are grains. English muffin, pretzels, brown rice, roll, bread, croissant, barley, ravioli. So all of these are made with grains. Because they use the wheat grain and they turned it into flour, and with that flour you make ravioli and pasta, right? Grains have carbohydrates that give us energy to go to school and exercise. Do you ever feel like tired in the morning? You eat it. I always feel tired in the morning. It's terrible. But grains really help pick you up. Okay, everybody, pay attention here. We're talking about grains, we're talking about bagels and donuts and morpitas. Then we go into the vegetables. They make a colorful appearance. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, which is your favorite vegetable? Let's choose 3 people. I already asked you.
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn. When you think of sweet corn, what character do you think sweet corn would be? Popcorn? Yeah?
My favorite one is
Asparagus. And when you think of asparagus, what character do you think it would be? Do you think asparagus would be a girl or a boy? A boy? A girl? What would a carrot be? Do you imagine a carrot wearing a dress? Look at how they picture the carrot here. They have the carrot sort of like a little bit in a formal suit, the way they did the hat and these, and it's almost like a mustache. Whoever did the pictures for this book was thinking that the carrot was a serious character. I would have pictured the carrot wearing a dress, right? And flamenco dancing? Yeah, yes. That's your favorite. Okay, how do you imagine peppers would be? 1 pepper. Let's think about it. Okay. Then we have the vegetables get the bright colors from the many nutrients they contain. Nutrients, what are nutrients? Nutrients are the vitamins and minerals that make foods nutritious and that you need, right? What happens if you don't get enough vitamin C? You get a cold sometimes. And then we have the fruits. Look at how the author thought about the fruits. Look at the personalities that he gave the fruits. This is really interesting. We have anything you recognize here? Yes. Watermelon, apple, pear, banana,
kiwi,
plums. They gave the plum a little broom. That's funny. And lemon and lime. Okay. And then we have more fruits. You know what fruits also have that's very important for us? Vitamins, minerals, and they have water. They have water. So that aside from drinking water and liquids, we also get hydrated from the food that we eat. So if you're very thirsty and you can't find a cup of water, what happens when you eat an orange? You also get its juice, right? And then we have dairy. We have milk, we have different kinds of cheese, mozzarella, parmesan, Swiss cheese. What else do you see here? I see a little milk. Milk and cheese. Okay, what do milk and cheese have that's very important for us? Milk and cheese contain calcium, which helps our bones grow and makes our teeth and hair shiny. How do you say teeth in Spanish? Who knows how to say teeth in Spanish? How important are our teeth? Dientes. Muy importantes nuestros dientes. What are teeth? What are teeth made of? Bones. We all know that teeth are bones, right? They're beautiful bones, yes. And now let's talk about proteins. Last but not least, make way as the mighty proteins toot their horns. What are we seeing here, guys? Steak, sausage, hamburger. You can say it in Spanish too. Salchichas. How do you say bacon in Spanish? Anybody? Tocino. Muy bien. Pescados. Okay. Chicken, fish, and meats contain, what do all of these have? Iron. They have iron. And what's iron for? iron, is iron a strong metal? It makes our muscles strong. Beans have fiber that helps with our digestion. Who here eats beans? Because I think we eat black beans how many times a week, Sammy? How many times a week do we eat beans? 5 or 6? If we don't eat beans on the 7th day, it's just because I can't keep up with the demand. Let's give a cheer as all the nutrition foods join together. Hooray for good foods. May all your meals be healthy. And this is the very famous food pyramid, right? Which has the grains, the vegetables, the fruits, the dairy, and everything we need.
What about the small one? That's the greases. So what are the bagels?
And then wait, here's a little bit more information on how to make muffins and pancakes and all of that. So today we're going to make, in a little bit, I'm going to show you how to make some, I love waffles. But I didn't bring anything to make waffles. I brought some rolling pins and I'm gonna show you how to make really funky, fun sandwich rolls. Whoa! Have you ever made sandwich rolls? No. Okay, so before we start the cooking session, I wanted to see if anybody has a question for me. I don't know, should we run? I'm gonna run for you. And you can ask me anything. You can ask me in English or Spanish. We're gonna run a little clip that's just 1 minute long from my TV show. It shows what I do on the show, and what I do on the show is I go to Mexico, to different parts of Mexico, but I also go in the US and I meet other international cooks, other people that have come here, not only from Mexico, but from other parts of Latin America. Also Asia, I did a show on Asian Mexican fusion that was really fun. And so I go and tell my story and tell other stories, and then I go in the kitchen and make some fun stuff. So let's look at the clip. Oh, some technical glitch. Hold on. I'm Pati Jinich. On this season of Pati's Mexican Table, I'm taking my cooking to new heights. How beautiful is it? We are in San Miguel de Allende, one of the most beautiful cities in all of Mexico. We are having so much fun. We are going to markets, wineries. You've been to San Miguel? They're getting so inventive with the food here. You have a torta. Tell me your secret. Very nice. We are at the Ignacio Ramirez Market, which is the main local market here in San Miguel de Allende. This is a delicious messy snack. As we Mexicans say, pica, pero pica rico. ¿Verdad que sí? Getting hungry. It's a global chubby taco.
I think I'm going to change the name on the menu to Global Chubby Tuna Taco.
We didn't cheers yet. Salud.
Salud, Pati.
Is there anything specific you say?
But we can invent something. What do you think?
Por la torre?
Por la torre.
And the best part of it all, I get to cook in a Mexican kitchen, and then I go back to DC, to my kitchen, where I'm going to make use of all that inspiration. I can't wait to share all my new recipes, all my travels, and, of course, all my food with you. Thank you.
Okay, before we get to the Q&A, I just want we have a partner, the Library of Congress, the Young Readers Center, and our third partner is EverybodyWinsDC. And they're a very special organization with whom we work to bring young people to the Young Readers Center. And they also contribute a special gift so that when you leave, each one of you will get the book that Patty read. Isn't that wonderful? So we thank Everybody Wins DC. Okay, so who has a question for Patty?
Do you eat a lot of vegetables?
Yes, I do. I eat a lot of vegetables. Which one do I eat the most? Let me think. Tomatoes, I think, are fruit. Jicama I eat a lot. Who has tried jicama? So full of water, right? It's crunchy and delicious. Yes, I eat a lot of vegetables. But most importantly, let me tell you, and I was just thinking as I was watching the clip, you know what I do the most for my job and for the show and for the cookbook? I eat a lot. I eat too much. Yes.
What's the name of the book that you said that you made?
So the name of the book, and they have it here at the Library of Congress, it's called Patty's Mexican Table, The Secrets of Mexican Real Home Cooking. And I have another cookbook that's going to come out in April of next year, and it's going to be called Mexican Today.
Were you nervous the first time you started to cook?
Yes, I was very. I bought a book by a chef called Jack Pepin, who is a man who I deeply admire. He had a cookbook that's called Cooking with Claudine. And he did this book to teach his daughter to cook. Easy things for her. When she finished high school and she was going to college, he said, you really need to learn how to cook. And so that is a very simple, basic cookbook that I got when I first started cooking. Yes.
How many places did you travel and what was the name of them?
Okay, so for every season of the show, we go to a different place in Mexico. The first one, we went to Puebla, where mole poblano comes from. The second one, I went to Michoacan, which is, it's a beautiful place in the southeast part of Mexico. And the fourth season, the third one, I went to Mexico City, where I'm from. The fourth one, I went to Guanajuato, which is where San Miguel de Allende is, and also Querétaro. And as far as the US, it's been DC, Virginia, and Maryland. But we're getting more ambitious for the next season.
How did you direct from different places out through the world?
How do I?
How did you cook from different places? Like, how did the director does that?
Oh, okay. So I have to tell you, I'm very lucky because I work with a director who's really energetic and creative, and we don't have a script. So you know the difference between having a script and not having a script? So having a script is when somebody writes everything you're going to say and you're going to do before you go with your camera to shoot it. So they give you a script, like a movie or a soap opera. When you don't have a script, you go with the cameraman and the sound guy, and you go out to wherever you're going to shoot, and you just let things happen, and then the editor cuts what you filmed into pieces. So we knew we wanted to go to certain places in Mexico and the US, and we just said, let's go find some good cooks and some good people, and people were so, usually I'll tell you a secret. When people see a camera, they want to help out. So a lot of people invited us into their restaurants and their homes, and they showed us how they were making things. Yes? I think the microphone is, oh yes.
What was your favorite country or city that you went to during your TV show?
I'm biased because I'm from Mexico City and I love Mexico City. And I think Mexico City has the best food ever. So I think that's my favorite.
What's your favorite kind of Mexican food?
I think enchiladas. Are you all familiar with enchiladas? Yeah? So an enchilada is the Mexican way of dressing tortillas for a party. So a tortilla always has a sauce. It can be green salsa, red salsa, a creamy salsa. There's some kind of filling, and there's lots of things to garnish, like lettuce, avocado, and cheese, and it's just really fun. Yes?
How much do you love Mexico?
It's endless. My love for Mexico has no end. But I have to infinity, but I have to say I love the US just as much.
Have you ever made flan?
Yes, of course. I've made orange flan, pumpkin flan, choco flan, cheese flan, chocolate flan. What's your favorite, Tammy? Chocolate flan. Yeah. In the new season, I make a chocolate flan that's called jericaya, which is like a very soft kind of flan. It's like something very similar to custard. It's like a custard that's trying to be a flan. So it's just more creamy. It's really good. Yes.
What was your first food? What was your first food that you cook? And is there more food from Ethiopia?
Yes. You know what I have to tell you? I've never cooked food from Ethiopia. I've gone to Ethiopian restaurants and I love the food. I need somebody to teach me the spices and their techniques. I would love to learn. I especially love that thin bread that's similar to the tortillas, but I've never cooked it. But the first food that I cooked, I'll tell you this story. When I was about my son Sammy's age, a little bit younger, so Sammy is 13, I was about 11, and my mom, I'll tell you this story and we'll finish this section of today's activity. So I was about 11 years old, and on Sundays we used to have a big brunch in my house. My grandparents used to come, some cousins, and my mom said, I was dying to cook, and my mom said, okay, Pati, you're gonna make the eggs. I'll entrust you with the eggs, which is a big thing in my family because we adore eggs. Who likes eggs? I can't have enough eggs. I love eggs. And so I told my mom, okay, I'm gonna make the eggs, and she said, the kitchen is yours. So I go in the kitchen, I start cracking the eggs, and my mom said, if I can give you some advice, you can start with a little bit of salt and the right amount of butter. But you know what happened to me? So scrambled eggs with butter and salt is pretty tasty, right? But I opened the cupboard and I saw all my mom's spices. And so there was yellow and green and little pebbles and cinnamon, and it was all these colors. And I started opening the bottles and smelling cinnamon, everything. And I started adding dashes of everything into those eggs, because you know when I get excited and enthusiastic about something, I want to add more and more and more. And I mixed it all up, and the eggs had the color of like mud, but I thought, oh, this is gonna be so tasty. I add butter and I think, oh, that's not enough butter, and I added more butter, and then I added the eggs and mixed it all up. When I brought it to the table, nobody could take a bite. They were a true disgrace. And so I've learned to tame my enthusiasm and the amount of spices that I add, because a little in cooking, a little really goes a long way.
Okay, now here's the second part of this program. We would like you to get up very quietly, in a line, so you can go back to the other room for a minute. And we're going to set up in here for the cooking part, okay? So we'd like your teachers to help you, and we'll guide you in the back room. You can look at some of our books, and then you'll come back for the cooking.
How do you spell your name?
Kaydin.
Such a pretty name. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Come on this side. And it's very easy. We're gonna roll out. Do you like big rollers or little rollers?
Big one.
Okay, so I'm gonna lend you my big roller. We're gonna choose whole wheat or white bread. We're gonna roll it out. And then you're gonna choose if you want mayo or mustard. And then you're gonna choose if you want ham or not, if you want a kind of cheese or not. And then you can choose tomato or any of the bell peppers, and we're gonna make a sandwich roll. Okay? Great. Should we ask the kids to wash their hands or they're fine? Yes. Yay! That makes it easy. Awesome.
Yes.
Sammy, can you take a photo as well? What grade are you in?
Third.
Third, como Juju. I have a third grader at home. You're 9?
Yes.
When did you turn 9?
April the 17th.
Oh, Juju is May. So you're 2 weeks older than my little guy. May 12th. Okay, I'm May 21st. You are? What sign is that? Not that I follow signs, but. May 23rd. You're May 13? And what are you? Gemini? Taur. That explains it. My youngest is feisty. I mean, he has a lovely personality. He's very good-hearted, but he's like strongly opinionated, right? Like his mother. I guess we're ready. Sammy, do you want to check if they're all cleaning their hands? Yes, he took yeah? Okay.
Things good? Yeah, getting ready for a busy summer, huh? Yeah, I'm sure you've got lots of visitors and everything. Yeah, everything ramps up. Yeah. It's different because we're not in school.
What do your friends call you? What do your friends call you?
It's like they call me sometimes
KK?
Kaydin or
Okay, everybody. Is the mic on? Hi guys, what do you do? What? You don't like cheese? No, okay, no worries. Okay, everybody grab your spot. Okay, do you think we can play the little video of the, yeah? Okay, everybody find a plate. If you need an extra space, I'll share my space too, okay? Okay.
We have 2 spaces over here.
Yeah, anybody who's missing a space, there's 2 places over there. There's two plates over there. Okay. Everybody, you found your spot. Now I want you to please turn around and look at Kay and I, because we're going to do a demo for you. So if you can stand looking at the front, that would be great. Okay. So I call these the sandwich rolls, and they're really easy and fun to make. And we like them so much that we even included them in one of my episodes. Do you want to see a little clip of them? Yes. Before? So this is how it appeared on TV, okay? And then I'm going to give you a live demo. So this is the sandwich roll. It's fast. So my friends that are coming over are bringing their kids, and I know they're going to love these sandwich rolls. Super easy to prepare. All you need to do is roll out your bread, and then we're gonna make an avocado spread. Who likes avocado? You can make it with avocado. A little bit of mayo, mustard, little bit of chipotle and adobo salt. Who likes spicy? Incredibly quick sandwich to make. Came up with this sandwich because my kids love interacting with me in the kitchen. They love rolling out stuff. And this is one that's very quick to make, and I can send it to school on their lunchbox. Okay, so there's your avocado spread. So you're getting the avocado flavor and a little bit of that mayo and mustard and chipotle and adobo. Want to add some ham? You can add ham or turkey or any meat that your kids like. And then some cheese. And then we're rolling it up just like that. I made a super chubby. And that's it. The kids are gonna love these little rolls. Yeah. Okay, so super simple. So this is just the basic, but you guys can make this at home. You can make them even when you're on your own. You don't need to worry because you're not going to use a stovetop or anything hot. You can make any kind of spread. You can mash avocado. You can use cream cheese. You can take this idea and use peanut butter and jelly as well. So today, what we have, and Kay is going to give us the first example. So you have a choice, and we have more bread and more cheese, whatever you need. And I also brought little veggies. Yes, tell me your name. Jonathan, yes.
Do you have avocado?
I didn't bring avocado because I didn't know if everybody loved avocado, but you can make it with avocado at home. I brought you crunchy veggies. I brought red bell pepper, yellow pepper, green bell pepper, and tomatoes. And if I had known that you liked spicy, I would have brought pickled jalapenos. Yes? Did you have a question? Yes.
Why did you have to flatten the bread?
Excuse me?
Why did you have to flatten the bread?
So to flatten the bread is just to make rolls. Instead of a sandwich, make rolls, just makes it fun. And then if somebody's at home or if you know how to use a toaster oven, you put the rolls in the oven for just a minute in the toaster, and then all the cheese melts. And it's really fun to eat like a taco. So, Kay is going to choose. Do you want yours with white bread or with whole wheat?
Whole wheat.
Okay, so grab a slice. And then we have some rollers. You guys are going to take turns, okay? And then you're going to roll the bread. Flatten it out. You have to lean hard and flatten it. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, give it a clap because that was a great flatten. Okay, then I just brought the basic condiments. I never can choose between mayo and mustard because I like both. You can choose. What do you want to add in yours?
I guess mayo.
Mayo, okay. Here you go. So you can squeeze however much you want. Can we borrow a knife or just a spoon from, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Do you think you want some mustard on it or you're good with mayo? Okay. And then, so here it is for you guys to grab, okay? And then we have some ham, and we have white cheddar, we have provolone, and we have mozzarella. What would you like to add in yours?
What is that again?
Ham. This is cheddar cheese. mozzarella slices, and provolone cheese. Okay, so grab a slice. And then you can fold it on your bread. Who's getting hungry? Are you making me a sandwich? Okay, would you like some cheese? No cheese. Would you like tomato or green bell pepper or yellow bell pepper or red bell pepper? Tomato. So grab a couple of sticks. I already cut the veggies into sticks, so they would go well in your sandwich. Okay, let's do it like that. Yes, because you're going to roll them. And then the way you're going to roll them, you have to put a little bit pressure on it, okay? So that it rolls. I'm going to start it and you continue. Like that. Okay? Keep on going. And then press on it. Yeah. Awesome! Yay! Okay, this is a chubby sandwich roll. So you can eat it like that. You can make it the night before for your lunch bag and put it in the fridge, and in the morning you grab it. It can also be a breakfast to go. You can eat it like that, or if you want to make it fancy, like they do in restaurants, you know what you can do? You're going to cut it like this on the diagonal, okay? And then that's how they would plate it in a fancy restaurant, and then they would charge you more. And it looks like that, and you're ready. Now give it a bite. Wait, let's see if it was good. It's good only if she says, mmm. Yay!
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.